Musk is doubling down on his attacks of federal judges, saying 1% of them should be fired each year. His heightened rhetoric comes as several of President Trump's executive actions are once again blocked in court, including a blow this morning against the president's push to end birthright citizenship. NewsNation's Joe Connell covering this joins us live. So, Joe, what is the latest on this sparring between the executive and judicial branches?
Yeah, I mean, Nichole, there is a lot of activity going on today in the courts. Almost all of it that we're talking about now fit into this one theme, which is that President Trump and, frankly, Elon Musk at Doge also pushing their executive actions forward, trying to, in some ways, downsize the federal government, in some cases, significantly cut certain agencies. They continue to hit these roadblocks now in the courts. And today, there are several examples of that. Just today alone, we're going to start off with the Treasury Department, and President Trump's Justice Department is pushing back on a judge's order that stops Doge from effectively getting data, getting access to personnel files within the Treasury Department. The Trump Justice Department arguing in court that basically a judge trying to stop the president from doing something like this is undemocratic. They say basic democratic accountability requires every executive agency's work be supervised by politically accountable leadership who answer to the president. Also this morning, the federal buyouts that Doge has been putting and sending emails out to all of these federal workers, basically saying, if you'd like, you can take this buyout and phase out your job in the next few months. That has been stopped by a federal judge. And at 2 o'clock today Eastern time, they are going to have arguments there. And lastly, you talked about this just this morning. A third federal judge now has blocked President Trump's executive order that seeks to end birthright citizenship. This is something the Trump administration knew they were going to get legal challenges on. It is explicitly laid out in the Constitution that birthright citizenship exists. Anyone born on American soil gets the rights of a citizen. So this is what's going on here. We've got something like 45 lawsuits against the Trump administration in its early rollout on some things like this. These are just 5 basic categories here where the Trump administration has tried to move their agenda forward, and they have gotten stopped. We've heard Democrats here on Capitol Hill also calling on the courts to be more aggressive in stopping these kinds of things. Republicans on Capitol Hill have been largely cheerleading the president, and we talked to the chairperson of the Doge caucus here in the House, Congressman Aaron Bean. He said this is all to be expected. Take a listen.
We've discovered one thing: the swamp will not go quietly in the night. This is Trump 2.0. Trump 2.0 is expecting it, is expecting every move will be challenged. So they're better at this game. But America this is what America voted for. America voted for reductions in cost.
So again, on Capitol Hill, as we continue to hear the reaction to some of these things, Aaron Bean right there, that congressman, and the Doge caucus and the Doge subcommittee, 2 separate things here in the House, they're continuing to say they want to help facilitate President Trump in making these cuts and implementing these executive orders. A lot of pushback on the other side of the aisle.
All right. So, Joe, more than 45 lawsuits. We are just now starting week 4 of this administration. What more can you tell us about Elon Musk apparently now calling for judges to be impeached?
Yeah, I mean, he has been very vocal on X about his plans with Doge, about agencies they want to cut, and obviously not scared to issue his opinion publicly. He says he believes that judges should be allowed to be impeached. He put this out not so long ago. And we also heard something similar, not the impeachment, but just criticism of the judiciary in general from Vice President Vance, which is pretty unusual as well. But Vice President Vance saying that, look, they need the latitude to be able to work within the executive branch here, and that he warned the judiciary of overstepping their authority. So 2 obviously very powerful figures within the Trump administration looking at the courts and saying you need to step back on President Trump's agenda.
Absolutely. All right, Joe Connell live there on Capitol Hill. Thank you. Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your screen. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.